4Runner, Land Cruiser, and the Ineos Grenadier, and then this happened. I can either tell you the story of why and how this happened, or we can go back and see my journey of getting this car. Let's go. So the car, obviously, like every car you look for or that lands in your garage, we found it online. The deal seemed too good to be true, and that's why I got it. Long story short, contacted the guy. He told me, hey, the car does not run. I think it's a sensor issue. So I was like, hey, I believe you. You're from Miami and you sound shady, but I'm going to believe you. So I jumped on a plane and went out to meet him. Landed in Miami pretty late, but that didn't stop me from enjoying the city, hitting my favorite taco spot, and making the nice scenic drive towards Miami Beach.
South and State Route 907.
Alright, the next day, we woke up bright and early, walked right past the gym and skipped a workout, went out to meet the guy, and little did I know that Trump was in Miami that day, so the entire road was blocked. The guy said, I can't meet right now, give me another hour. So what did I do? Went to the beach and dipped my feet in nice, warm Miami Beach waters. A couple of hours, the guy got back to us. He's like, hey, come look at the car. And that's what we did. I mean, on the surface, she looks pretty clean. Interior looked clean. Was missing that cover, but let's ignore that for now. No leaks, no major issues. But as we'll find out in a bit in this video, all that surface good story was deceiving. Nonetheless, being the rash decision maker that I am, I didn't waste any time, dragged the guy to my closest bank, signed him a check, got the title, and told him sayonara. We locked up the car, paid for parking, and in true fashion of Miami type of celebration, we hit the closest cigar shop. Alright, it's the next day and we're ready to get the car shipped. It's a regular day at the job. I already got it, I'm running it, so.
It's really hard now, man.
And it's what? February?
On brake.
Full brake? Foot off brake.
So the truck is gonna go into the truck. The truck should be en route to the...
So this is towing that, right?
Yeah, the G-Waggen is gonna be towing the this big trailer over there.
Alright. A very natural position for a G-Waggen, 45-degree angle.
Yes, I don't know what I'm doing right now.
I'm sure you're doing all the work. Sitting in the car, engage the differentials, all of them. The G is on the truck. The truck is under the G. 99% of the work is done. My dude is so chill, I love him. Jumping cables going from the range to the truck, providing juice to the motor to lift up an almost 6,000 pound G-Waggen. Never thought I would need the help of a Range Rover. Yep, you wish. G-Waggon's on its way, time to celebrate. Isn't there a Ferrari one that's like... The beast arrived in Washington, D.C. Time to start working on it and get greased up. Let's jump right into it. Let's get rid of all of this Ferrari mumbo jumbo that we had to do on the Ferrari, and we'll come up with a new plan for the G Waggen. Alright, the G Waggen plan. Don't mind my spelling of wagon, that's the German way. 1. How the hell do you spell solenoid? Man. Get a better marker. I think it's this way. Solenoid sensor. We got 4 of them. 3 are done. 1 is still remaining. For us to be able to get to that, we need to remove the front. And for us to be able to do that, we have to remove a lot of stuff. Guards, body panels, and all the body radiator, condenser, and all the oil. Once I get to this last bolt, after taking all of this off, if that checks out, we're going to crank the car. If it doesn't work, then I'm going to do a visual inspection of plugs, oils. We're going to do, and then I'm going to put a camera inside each cylinder. And then after that, last but not least, we're going to do a compression test. This will be fun to check out the health of each cylinder. So, solenoids, remove the front, visual inspection of plugs, coils inside the cylinders, and then a compression test. Let's go.
Oh my god, you're so cute. It's a good distraction for my day.
Alright, back to work. We're going to start by taking off the air filters and any of the sensors going to it. I'm also going to start taking the oil filter out to give me some more space on getting to that knock and solenoid sensor. Alright, replace one of the solenoid sensors. I'm going to give it a crank and see where we stand. Counter. I'm gonna reset the ECU and give it one more go and see where we stand.
So, this thing kicked my butt a bit. I was able to replace these crank position solenoids. All I needed is an 8 millimeter wrench to open 3 bolts on each solenoid. A few of them were harder to get to, but this side was fairly easy. Took these off, replaced them. Same thing on this side, replaced that solenoid. These 3 took about 10% of my time, and the other 9% was spent on this one, which I still haven't taken out because there's this bolt that sits right there all the way at the bottom behind these EC lines that I cannot get to. I tried an extended pliers, tried skinny wrenches, tried specialty wrenches, I tried everything. So I blasted it with some WD-40. We're gonna give it one more try, place that one, crank the engine again, reset it with the computer, and see how things work out. If not, then step 2 will be to check the fuel lines and the fuel injectors and make sure that we're getting correct fuel. Sounds good? Let's go. That damn bolt right there is still kicking my ass. Took off the oil filter to get better access to it, but it's not working. I'm gonna wait for one more specialty tool for that. Until that arrives, I'm going to go ahead and start on stripping the top of the engine to get access to the coils, the spark plugs, but most importantly, those fuel lines and fuel injectors that I want to test next. I'm like a step away from nuking this thing. Alright, for the strip down, and the entire cavalry showed up. Got my brother, my pops. We're having a nice time just stripping the engine, enjoying the good weather. Just having a good, boys' day in the garage. There's a lot of bolts holding everything together. Just German classic engineering of overdoing everything. Alright, the engine top is stripped. Here are our fuel lines. On the passenger side, this is our fuel rail, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 fuel lines going into each cylinder. Here's a worrisome sign that I'm seeing. This is stock bolt, a hex bolt, very German Mercedes-like. This is what they love using that goes in here. This thing looks like it's straight up from Home Depot. I don't like what I'm seeing. Somebody was clearly out here, somebody very unprofessional, trying to do things. Alright, while I'm continuing with the fuel line debacle, Pops is taking an unorthodox approach to taking that one bolt out without having to take any of the coolant or AC lines off of the car. So we'll see where we land. And bolt is out. I just whip it. I'm going to go punish this bolt because it punished me a lot. I need to stick this up somebody's. Alright, new problem. So the sensor is loose, but now we don't have enough space for the sensor to come off. I guess we're gonna have to somehow detach this entire unit that's holding the EC lines. Ouch! So the front, I have to take off anyway. I'm replacing that grill. I'm just gonna take everything off to get access to that one bolt. Alright, let's do it. Land B16. I'm gonna take the easy route, maybe disconnect some of these bolts that hold this all these pipelines to the engine. So I'm gonna disconnect those and see if I can just maybe gain 2 or 3 milliliters right here to take that sensor off. So we'll start there. If that doesn't help, then we'll get back to taking the front off. Alright, no success at the top of the engine. That didn't come into fruition, so we're going to take off this skid plate, and then the next order of business will be to take off this grill guard, and then everything else right here. So we're going to start with these bolts. 1, 2, and there's one right here and over there. Let's go. The skid plate is out, and let me tell you guys, it ain't pretty, but I've seen worse. On to everything else. Okay, I'm gonna start with this thing right next, and then move on to bumper and everything in between. We got the 4 bolts holding the grill off. Now we're gonna take the headlight cover off. All right. The headlights are loose. 2 bolts right there, one right there, one right there. That's the grill. The grill is loose too. And this headlight cover. The SOB that's holding us back is this little bolt right here. Damn, grill guard is off. Let's take a look at these bolts. Look what we had to deal with here. I literally had to use magic and sorcery to take these off. This thing looks like an ancient Egyptian mummy. Look at this thing. Anyway, it's off. Parts. We can open that a bit later. Let's look at all these beautiful parts. We got carbon fiber trim for the inside. Got full brake job. I don't know what that is. Or that. Brand new headlights we can put on the car with halo LEDs. This is just the brake pressure. That's for the brakes. We'll figure that out later. This is just a sex toy. Put that to the side. But anyway, rotors, brakes, filters for the car, spark plugs, more spark plugs. I don't know what this is. Compression test kit. Do some compression testing on this video. Coils. Everything besides the headlights is OEM. Oh yeah, a new screen is going to be on the car as well. And then here we have the GT style grill. Let's pop this head. So where I would like to get started is the solenoid, the sensor for the camshaft. There's 2, 1 and 2 on each bank, on each side. Passenger side, one on the driver's side. And why do I want to get started here? Because that's what the computer told me, but I don't know which one. So we're going to replace all 4. All right, let's start by unboxing this tool. So this is the leak down test. The difference between this and just the compression test kit is the compression test kit just tells you if there's something wrong with the cylinder. And then to really diagnose and get honed down on the specific problem per cylinder, you need this that compresses the engine with air at the top dead center, and based on the readings I get, I'll be able to tell if it's a problem with the valves, with the cylinder head, with A, B, C, and D. So we're gonna use this bad boy. I'm gonna run this at 120 psi and pump only 100 psi here. I'm going to feed each cylinder about 100 psi, which is the max. That's about all you need. These things are only built up to 100 psi. And then at top dead center, I'm going to see how much of this 100 psi at the left each cylinder is able to hold at top dead center. You might ask, what is top dead center? Top dead center is when the cylinder is all the way at the top of its compression stroke. So it's just like at the top and all of the valves on top of it are closed. That's what we're measuring to make sure that it holds air or compression in this case when all the valves are closed. If it doesn't, then something is wrong with the valves. So let's go ahead, hook this up to the engine and see what's going on. All right, quick update from our last sesh. So when I did the compression test, I got pretty uniform metrics, and I'm sorry for this just ratchet way I recorded this, but this is the only piece of cardboard I had. Anyway, 180, 180, 180 reading on the driver's side, and then I got 40, 40, and 90, less than half of the reading on this side. As you can see, this is not a V6, and I only did 6 of them. I had trouble reaching out to the top. What are these things called? Why am I blanking on this word? Spark plugs. There we go. Anyway, so usually when there's a uniform just miscalibration or leakage on one bank of the one side of the engine, I would suspect that it's a gasket. But in this case, man, G-Wagons are not known for blown gaskets. These engines are bulletproof. So before jumping into any conclusions and thinking that it is the gasket, I'm gonna go and do a leak down test next and see if I can put a camera in there and see the health of every single cylinder. Also, what I've done is I pull a little bit of oil, send it to oil analysis lab, waiting for those data assessments to come back, and I did the same thing for the coolant. All right, ladies and gents, today we are going to do the leak down test to measure the specific health of every freaking cylinder. You might be thinking this looks super messy, and you're right, it is freaking messy and dirty as well. But nonetheless, let's go get the leak down test and start working on these cylinders. The one thing that's slightly different from a compression test with a leak down test is that you have to get through this crank access bolt every cylinder that we're testing to dead top center. So we're gonna get a plug in there so I can twist it around, get it to the dead top center. And then we also need a compressor to pump every cylinder with about 100 psi so we can test its leakage. Let's get her done. Oh man, gotta clean up this mess in 1, 2, 3. I love these flat panels on a G-Wagon. They're like nice little tables. All right,
I'm gonna take off these plugs, take off the spark plugs. I had to put them in there, gave it one more try to see if it cranks, and still no cranking. As you can see, I took the ECU out as well. I have a buddy that can test these, send it out to him to see, make sure we're not getting any error codes on that. So while I'm waiting on that, I'm going to do the leak down test. You guys ready for your time montage? Let's go. All right, connected to the cylinder, done. Connected to the compressor, done. Get extension for the compressor, done. Put it at 120 psi. I want it to be a little higher than what I need. Connect the extension cord, done. Listen to the noise, done. That's good. 120 on the dial, 110 feeding in, 27 mm socket, and my extension cord that doesn't fit. I need an adapter.
Are there chemicals here?
There's no chemicals here. Adapter on a tip. Tip in the thing. Alright, now the fun of finding dead top center. Yes, yes, sweetie.
How many followers do you have on Instagram?
I have like 27. Just 27. No hundreds, no thousands. 100 psi. To the thing, which is stuck. Full to adjust. There we go. And this is exactly what you want to see. Whatever I'm feeding into the engine, into the cylinder, I'm getting the same pressure being held by that cylinder. This tells me that that cylinder is perfectly fine. Even about 10% deviation, even if I get to 90, that's still good. You expect some leakage, but this tells me that cylinder is bueno. It's amazing. I'm talking to people that are watching. So the bad news is, you feed it 100 psi, and that cylinder, perfect cylinder out of the factory, will hold 99% of that air. A worn engine should at least hold 90% of it, right? So that's the bad news. Look what happens when I feed it 100 psi. At least you're looking at 90. You know, that engine still at least has 100,000 miles on it. When I'm feeding 100 psi to your engine, it holds 100% of it.
That's the good news, yeah.
That's the good news. The bad news is good news. The good news is even perfect news.
Oh, nice.
Alright, there's a professional way of finding dead top center using this dial to dial it up to every specific cylinder, or a shortcut. Put something that won't fall into the cylinder, such as this extension, put it in there, and while spinning that, the minute this reaches all the way to the top and slightly starts going back down, that's your dead top center. So that's what I'm going to do. Very slowly. Alright, it's coming up. Now do very, very slowly. Stop. Alright, right there, and I'm gonna mark that so I know where the top's dead center on each cylinder is, and then we're gonna do this. We'll use this little thing for each cylinder. Pro tip time. This is the adapter I had to connect to the hose to be able to sit in this spark plug hole. It's very important that this sits as snugly on the hose as possible, because the last thing you want to happen is for this thing to come out, unspin, and this be left inside the engine. It's messy. You still can get it out by a 5-point nut, but you don't want that to happen. So get it as snugly, the adapter on the hose, as possible, and then only hand tighten it. So all right,
we're gonna do that for all the cylinders. Time for time lapse. All right, I have good news and even better news. Good news is all these 4-cylinder leak down test checks out. We're close to 50% capacity, all of them holding air. And the better news is my guy that is checking the ECU said there was an error within the ECU, so I'm getting a new ECU and I'm hoping that is the cause of my problem. The reason I'm hoping, why is the car locked? It's because I use this tool, which has Mercedes software for this car. I got the ECU error reading. Cleared it, got it again, cleared it, got it again. So all things are leading to the bad ECU. If that's our problem and some oil cleaning that we have to do, we are clean. So now I'm going to put all brand new spark plugs, brand new coils, tighten that up, and move on to other big things on this engine. My plugs and my coils. All right, this last little spark plug right there is super hard to get to because we got a heat shield blocking my way, and then we got this shield blocking my way too. So yeah, we're gonna play around and see how I can get to it. This little wiggly thing usually comes into play nicely. All right, so the gap is 0.3. Make sure you put on some anti-seize. Just slightly lubricate these at the top and all the way down to the tip. Should be good to go. And look at this one. I mean, look how bad this looks. This thing hasn't been changed on over 50,000 miles. I'm glad we're doing this. All right, let's go. Boom. Good amount of anti-seize. Make sure that you clean the tip before you put it in because you don't want that to be dirty. You want to make a good connection. I'm gonna wipe it nicely with alcohol before I put it in. Put it on top of the plug. And then we're gonna go fishing. I'm gonna do the hardest one first because I just want to get this damn thing out of the way. My pro tip is make sure that you hand tighten these. When we put a spark plug in there for the first time, hand tighten. Make sure we're not heating up the thread. And once it stops, and I'm feeling it, that's going into place nicely and snugly. And once it stops, then we're gonna bring out our torque wrench. What was the torque reading?
14.7 to 18.4 pounds.
14.7 to 18. That's a big gap, bro. I don't like it. Don't do ChatGPT for these. All right, this side is done. 17 pound-feet of torque per plug. Last one, it was very hard to get a torque wrench in there, so I give it a good and tight, and should be good to go.
Good and tight.
Good and tight. Now we're gonna move to this side, put them on in there, make sure that they're nice and snug, torque properly. There's a lot more space on this side. Should be pretty good on here. So, boom, montage. All right, we're gonna put the coils in today. All right, we're gonna move in to this side and do the same thing. Put the coils in, hand tighten these bolts, which are number 7 hex, and then crank the engine and go off-roading. All right, 3, 2, 1, magic of time lapse.
You go, let's plug this in.
Is
Let's
it-
see what happens, man.
All right, this is the Mercedes Guru.
Where's Sunday?
Yeah. All right, we're gonna plug this in. He's been taking his sweet time putting the coils in. That's the magic box. Damn, bro. How much is this thing?
Expensive shit.
Right, more expensive than the entire car. Dude, this thing is proper. It looks like the president's, what do you call it? Launch. What is that thing? What is it called? Like when you launch the nuke?
Yeah, it is a nuke.
Launch pad? Yeah, the nuke. Can you launch nukes out of this?
Yeah.
Dude, this thing looks serious, man.
Uh-huh.
You want anything right now, bro?
You want your third one?
Nah, it's alright.
You drink 2 days?
What do you have to replace on the Audi?
My Yule sensor. I finally got it fixed.
yeah.
Yeah, I plugged it in this morning. It worked right away. That's headache for me.
You're right on the cylinder. That was the 6. I replaced just the 1 coil and no more.
Was it good?
Yeah, it's not misfiring anymore.
Your sensor is pretty sensitive. If it
It's-
just like
it's
senses
stupid
something,
annoying. That's
it can
the
throw off
light.
all the airbags too.
Yep. There's a lot of shit that was on. I was like,
Bro, for the coil, these little locks, it's missing 1. Can you just buy this or you gotta buy the whole thing?
I'll get you one.
From where?
Some
From
straps.
Oh, you have? Okay.
You don't really need them, but
It's good to have though.
it's good to just
Like
have.
you have this in your shop?
I can get you one, no worries. Alright. You know what I was gonna have you do? My thing was to get those pumps out
Yeah.
and then see if they put it on right.
These pumps?
Yeah, those pumps. And then I want to see how much fuel we got coming in. I didn't want to drive all the way to the shop to get my fuel gauge.
So that would be the next suspect
We
for us
gotta
to
take it out and see if it's not broken or
Yeah. This one looks pretty
I mean,
straightforward. That one, oh
guaranteed
man.
in my head to really this guy.
Where's the Chiodas?
The what?
The
Yeah, that's check.
here's the
There's more check here.
no. You got the checks. Yeah, checks for later. The tuk for now. Yo, when I was doing the leak down test here, right? Even without the cylinder at Ted Dobbs,
Right. Top
what do you
dead
know exactly?
TDC.
TDC. I was still getting good pressure. Is that normal?
Without it being,
Yeah.
this is a non-clearance engine, so the valve closes faster.
Okay.
So maybe a little bit of a off-edge.
Yeah.
I mean, close it. You don't have to be too right about it.
So, because we're YouTubing, right?
Is it a live stream?
No. I'm gonna post it on YouTube though. I do post when I work on the Ferrari. I post on YouTube. Guess how many subscribers I have, bro? You're good. It's wild.
For real?
Yeah.
I don't know. Can't get-
28.
I was thinking
Lee, you're
thousands of
disgusted
hundreds.
by
I
that.
was like, no way.
No, I just saw it like a few months ago. we're good to crank it on. You don't have to tighten those, right?
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I also brought the charger for the battery if we run out of juice.
Oh yeah, you did.
So what is the story with the ECM for the good viewers that are watching this video? You have a boy that can wipe these and
Right.
restructure it.
Updated data.
Yeah, updated.
Yeah.
But you want to make sure that everything is good with that before we proceed.
Right.
Because he charges like $1,000. That's not reversible. So what are we doing?
Unreportable. That's it. If it's gone, it's gone.
He wants payment in Bitcoin, right? Hey! This is our head mechanic. In his pajamas, running away.
It's your son?
That's my son.
Alright. Crank this guy up and see if we can get that code again. Take it from there.
Should we blast it with the engine starter?
Down.
No?
Crank it up.
Okay.
You can do that if you want to. You just want to have fun with it, get it running.
Yeah. Crank it up without it?
Boxes, so I can read up this codes again. Do again? Go ahead.
Go hard.
Okay, hold on.
Wait.
Are they unplugged? Oh yeah. Man, the code just dropped in. It gotta be the ME then, definitely. See, without doing a damn thing, it just popped out.
The position sensor is this thing, right?
No, this guy.
Okay.
It says short circuit. Okay, the schematics. I don't know if this thing will start today, man. That'd be nice.
You want to try it again?
No, hold.
Hold.
I gotta. Dang, it's gonna pour down, huh?
Should we replace this just for the heck of it? Are you in position 2? We're not getting power, right? Okay. Imagine if it's the fuse. Imagine if it's a fuse.
That would be awesome.
Oh boy. So this positioning sensor is not getting any power. It could be the fuse. And yeah, wouldn't that be a good day?
Well, they get shorted a lot.
Really?
So
Yeah.
Mercedes has this thing where one fuse powers up like a few other things. So if it blows up,
Everything goes. That's for the. Yeah, what is that, man? He did have.
Subwoofers.
But that looks like it's from the car.
no, it's not.
It's not? So, the mechanic, the Mercedes guru, ran away after doing diagnostics and not finding anything. And then he opens this cap and he looks inside. Do you notice anything missing? There's a whole chain missing from the inside. All of that fun diagnostics. Little did I know to just look inside and look for such a mundane thing as, hey, where's that chain? It's not there. Where is it? I don't know. Probably inside the engine. But anyway, that's where my expertise stops. We're gonna take it to Ibrahim's shop, take the engine out, disassemble it, and start looking inside. So that's gonna be on the next episode.
There's a possibility I might have bought a 4Runner
You should.
while this is being worked on at the shop. A slight possibility.
All right, we're ready to roll. Ready to roll?